Hello everyone and welcome to Back to Basics. This is going to be a beginner's tutorial for those of you who don't even know what Photoshop is or does. I'll be showcasing you different things of what it can do so you'll know what you're doing and then you can follow my following tutorials. Okay, so today I'll be showcasing what the tools do on the left side, and I'll be also showing you where your layers are and the navigation and all that kind of stuff on the right side as well. So let's start off by showing you where your layers are. On the right side, down here below, is your layers. You got your layers here, which shows what's there. Background's basically what your canvas is, and I have this picture here of this lovely man. Okay, so then above your layers, you have your character, which that's for the type tool. So when you double click on anything, with the name character, it'll pop up, or if you double click on the top of it, it'll go away. So then you have your navigation above the character. So navigation's right there. Now they're all gone. Double click it, they'll come back. Trust me. This is the navigation right here for you to zoom in and out on your canvas. Very good tool, mind you. And then up here we have our swatches, which is our color selector. So we have the swatch here, all these colors here. The eyedropper tool, which selects the colors. Styles, which I'll show you in another tutorial, and you have your history, which is what you've been doing. Okay, now we're going to go over here to the tool section. So on the left side, you have your rectangular marquee tools, which is the second one. So with that one, it makes basically a selection of whatever shape you make it as a rectangle. Okay? So yeah, makes rectangles and squares. That's what that does. And you can do Control X and cut it, and that will cut the selection out. Control X, there you go, boom, it's gone. And then Control V, paste it back in there. There you go. Okay, and then just hit D to get rid of it. Then you have your elliptical marquee tool, which that does the same thing, only it makes a circle or an oval shape. Yep. Okay, then you have your single line, which makes basically a line. That's pretty simple, no more to explain there. See? There you go. And then you have the other one, which is the vertical one, which goes that way. So that's self-explanatory there. The next tool we have is our lasso tool. It's a good tool, mind you. And this one is basically just cutting out random shapes. You can just draw a random shape and then hit Control X and it cuts that shape or whatever. So that's what that does. Does that. And whatever other shapes you want to make. Yep, it does that. Okay? Then you have your poly lasso tool. Poly lasso tool basically only makes poly shapes, like triangles basically. You can only make triangle shapes selections like that. Okay. And then the third one is the magnetic lasso tool, which basically is kind of like just it does this. It has points on it and stuff, and it connects together like that. It's a weird tool. I never use it. Okay. Then you have next the quick selection tool. I love this tool. It's amazing and very easy to do. You just select over a certain area and you're good with whatever you're doing. And with that, you can go up here to the top of your screen and you can change your diameter size or brush size, whatever you want to call it. And you can make it bigger or smaller, and it selects a larger section to make it easier for you. So I can select this whole image with just one brush. How awesome is that? And I can even cut it and paste it. There you go. Alright. And you can also go up here and the minus tool. If you make a mistake and you accidentally put too much of the selection, you can always backtrack and erase part of it. Kind of like this. Yeah, it'll erase. It's like erasing part of the selection. See? Yeah. Well, I'm not really perfect at... I didn't really do... It's not really a good example, but anyway, you see what I mean, right? It erases part of the selection so you can get the selection you want, in a sense. Okay, then we have the magic wand tool. This tool is pretty simple. It's like the selection tool, and it selects one part. You just click it, and it selects that one part of it. Up here we have tolerance, which is basically like the diameter of the brushes, only it's in number form. And you can change that to make it a smaller selection or a bigger selection. So I did 20px, and it selects just that amount of space. But if I did 30px, it'd do double the amount. Okay? Does that make much sense? Okay. Then over here we have our crop tool, which I guess that's kind of self-explanatory. It just crops whatever you crop out. And then if you double click the image, it crops that point. So you get that, okay? Yeah, that's self-explanatory. And the slice tool, I don't really use that much. I don't even really know what it does. So, you just make a square, I guess, and it's supposed to cut it open. Okay, then we have the eyedropper tool, which that basically just selects a color in your image. Not really much to it, just selects colors. And then you have the spot healing brush, which I love. It's a pretty cool tutorial, pretty one. You can change the diameter, and then if you come over here to this new image I'm going to show you, you can actually erase something on there and blend it in, like that. See, look how it's blended. That is blended in pretty awesome. And then you can add your own little text and make it look like yours. Pretty cool. But you want to make sure you hold Control-Alt to select the color on the image, like I said in the words there. Yeah, if that makes any sense. Okay, then we have the healing spot brush, which is basically the same thing. And again, you want to hold the Control-Alt to select the color in that image to erase over. And then you should get something kind of like that. Yeah, it's a little confusing, but you'll get it eventually. Then we have the brush tool, which that's explanatory as well. You can brush on different things. I'll show you how to load brushes in a new tutorial later. So yeah, you can select your color. I'm just going to select white and brush on randomness. Yep, you can do that too. See, there you go, random brush. Okay, that's pretty simple, I think. And you can use you can change the diameter, make it big, small, whatever. There's also soft round brushes as well. Those are good for certain things. I'm going to zoom in a bit. I'll show you what I mean. Yeah, see, there's a soft round brush. It's like kind of like cloudy. Pretty cool. Yeah. Pretty cool. Soft round brush. Woo! Okay. Alright, so that's a cool effect right there, actually. Okay, and then we have over here the pencil tool, which it's kind of like the brush tool, but just a pencil form. That's not much to it. Okay? And then you have color replacement, which basically replaces a color in your image. So I have white in my swatch, so it's going to change white. The clone tools and the pattern stamp tool, I don't use that, so I don't really know what they do. I don't use them at all, so I don't know what they do. Sorry. The history brush tool, basically, nothing. The eraser tool, it's like the brush tool, but it erases your image if you know what erasing is. I'm pretty sure erasing, it's pretty simple. Yeah, see? That's what that does. The background eraser will make your background transparent now. And you can change the diameter of that brush to make it big, small, or large. And as you can see, it's erasing only the background. Nothing else but the background. Then you have your magic eraser tool. It's kind of like the quick selection and the magic wand, but it's an eraser. And it makes it transparent in the background. Just like that. Yep. There we go. All erased. And you can change the tolerance as you can in the magic wand. Just like that. Yep, same thing. Okay. Now we're going to move down here. And as you can see, it now erases only a small portion of it with 10 px. So 10. Then you're going to go to your granite tools. The granite tool is pretty cool. You can select any color you want. I'm going to choose rainbow just to showcase it. And if you move it down, you get that. You can select that one there. And that one's radical. Radical does that. This is the diamond one, diamond effect, and it does that. You can select this one here. This one, it's like a mirror effect, does that. It's pretty cool. And then you have the little diamond. Yeah, there we go. Cool, right? Alright, cool. You can change the mode if you want and make it look awesome like that. So you can blend that in. Blend it if you want to. You don't have to, but that's what that's for blending in. Okay. Okay. And then there's the opacity up there. Change the opacity, make it lighter, brighter, darker, whatever. And then you have the paint bucket tool, which basically paints over whatever you click. So I'm going to choose white again. And when you click on your image, it paints that section you click on white. Yeah, just like that. Now it's all white. Okay, and then we have down here our blur tool, which blurs whatever you select. You can change the size of your brush for your blurring. I'm going to blur his face just for showcasing. And right there you can automatically see how it's blurred. And now it's not. Okay. Then you have the sharpen one. Again, you can choose a different size of your brush. And you can select to sharpen certain parts of your image. Like that. And there's the smudge tool. That's what that does. It smudges your image and moves it around like that. Then down here we have the dodge tool, which that basically makes it your picture brighter. Choose whatever size brush you want. And you can brighten up your photo. See how his face is a little brighter? Yep. And then we have the burn tool, which that makes it darker. If you couldn't tell, burn, dark. Yeah. There you go. See, a little darker. Then you have the sponge tool, which kind of makes it black and white-ish. I don't use the sponge tool that often, so really I don't really know what else it can do except make things black and white. Then you have the pen tool, which I hate, but I will show you anyway. Okay. You can create anchor points, and you can create different things. I'm going to make a square, seeing as it's all I can ever do with the pen tool. Then you go down here and click on paths right on your layer section over there. And on your work path, you can click on these things down here. With that one, the fill path with foreground, that will fill it white, seeing as white's in my swatch. And then if you right click on the picture, click on stroke path, you can click on make it say brush. You have the free formation tool, and just as a free pen, it's like the pen tool but free, like that. Pretty cool. And the rest of these don't really have anything to do with this tutorial. They're a little more advanced. Then you have the type tool, which you can type anything you want, basically. It's very self-explanatory. I don't think I need to explain the type tool anymore. Yep. Alright. Yep. You can change your font, size, whatever. And you can also turn the type tool into vertical. Yep. And it creates a new layer, by the way, in your layer section. So yeah, vertical. And in your layers section, you'll have a type layer. Just FYI. And these ones are just mask layers, same thing. Doesn't really do anything. I don't know how to use the mask tool for the typing. And these are just these are for the pen tool. Not really anything usable. Then you have the rectangular tool. More so like the rectangular marquee tool. But in this case, it makes a shape. And it's colored to whatever's in your foreground. So yeah, I have the white as my foreground, so that's what's going to be the shape color. Then you have the rounded rectangle tool, which makes it a rounder shape, like that. See how it's a little rounded? Yeah, not as pointy. Then you have the elliptical tool, which makes a circle or oval, I guess you could say. And the polygon tool makes a polygon shape, kind of like a diamond, like that. That's what that does. And this is the line tool. You can make an X, marks the spot if you want. Yep. And then we have come to our custom shapes. There's a million of these in here. So I'm going to choose randomly a puzzle piece to showcase this tutorial. But there's plenty more you can choose, and if you make a selection, you can do it like that. And it makes new layers on your layer section, by the way, tool. These are 3D tools that I can't use because my computer isn't equipped to handle 3D, but they're there. I've never used them, so don't ask me what they do because I don't really know. Sorry. The hand tool doesn't really do anything. I don't even know why it's there. And then you have your reverse swatches over there. They reverse the thing. So yeah, that's what the tools do. Now we're going to move back over to the right side and go over to our layers. And we have over here the fill adjustment layers. Those will be a new tutorial because those are a little more advanced. We also have a thing called groups over here, but you need to make a new layer to make a group. So you can make a new layer, and then when your new layer, you can group it so that it's not too confusing. And like that. See? That's what groups do. Okay, well this is the first tutorial, and this is that's all there is to the first part of it. I'll make more tutorials showing you what each thing does, but this is the first one. Hope you enjoyed it and hope it was helpful, so please subscribe. All right, thanks guys.